Some stereotypes are true, some are not. Stereotypes don't mean that you're a racist person because you think that, or you. Why they got big arrows on their house?
The people to go to the side door. That's stupid.
Wow.
Make it right. No, stereotypes to me, if you force people to be in that stereotype,
okay.
That's when I think it's racist.
I'm laughing because
if you force, like if you meet a black person who can't dance and you be like, you're not black, to me that's racist.
Right, that's
Make
true.
it right.
When I went to the porch to their side porch to drop their
oh, you get right to say a stereotype.
I can smell the fabric softener that I always used to
They
smell.
Mexican.
They're Latino. They're Hispanic. I'm sorry. When I would go to the trail to walk, I would smell fabric softener.
Right.
And it'd be a whole family walking by, and
they
I'm like,
be using that Fabio or whatever that is.
Real strong.
That real strong
smell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's not a funky smell or a stinky smell.
No, it's that stuff they sell.
But it's that fabric softener that you buy at their store.
And you buy it at the Mexican stores and stuff.
I don't want to smell.
Actually, some people want to get that because it's so strong.
It's such a strong
I keep saying for you to get it for the.
We tried that, but if they got a liquid, because the powder one, it cakes up in our dry wash machine.
No, I'm saying that people put it in like a jar or something in the house to make the house have like a smell.
It will be strong.
It's strong. They buy those beads, like how you was decorating with those little beads. They buy those, and then they put that in there, and it holds that liquid and all that.
You've been seeing that on YouTube or something?
Mm-hmm. Those are like DIYs, do it yourself.
That's funny.
Ways to make your house smell good. That might be something we may do and put it at the door when you come in. It's like it hits you. I think that'd be more than just using
those plug-in things you're doing.
The plug-in thing.
Those only last so long.
Yeah,
though. That's the thing I don't like about the plug-ins. They're strong when you first put them in.
Right.
Or even these things that hang in your car.
Right.
They're strong right away, and then the smell goes away 2 days later.
That's why I like those. You laughing at them? That Fabio or whatever that is. Because you smell it. But then what if you have that and people think that we Mexican? They feel like they gotta be Mexican. It's like, no, we have the stuff in the house.
We're African American. Well, some of the surveys I was taking was asking, if you're African American, do you have some Spanish background too? Because a lot of us say black Latino.
That's a black Latino.
Because they got 2 separate categories, and
There's
you can be black
Latino.
and you can be Latino.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they call them black Latinos.
So we got family friends that are mixed with Latino and black. So. Right. That's funny though. I just thought about that smell and I said, oh Lord.
No, there's stereotypes. I told you, all stereotypes not bad. And then there's some stereotypes, whether it's true or not, if it's a positive one, people don't mind you saying.
Exactly. Like
why would somebody care if I'm Asian and they say we're smart?
My Asian friend said she didn't like the fact that they assumed she was a mathematician.
What's wrong with that?
And I looked at her when she said
that's not negative. Not saying y'all can't drive, that's negative.
I said to her,
because they say y'all can't drive either.
I said we're supposed to say negative stereotypes.
Are bad.
That's a positive.
A positive one we don't mind. I don't mind you saying, black people have rhythm or, stuff like that.
What was that show I was watching when they said it was the
or black men are well endowed.
It was Trading Places.
They don't mind that
with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, and they had brought Eddie Murphy's character to the house, to the rich home, and they had him bathe. And he was singing in the. They're very musical people, aren't they? I started laughing. Very musical people.
Those people, boy, I tell you.
Oh my God. I watch that show over and over. I watch it.
Oh, you had that movie?
The Trading Spaces, Places. I actually, and then I tried to watch Eddie Murphy's second Coming to America.
They got a lot of ranch.
Yeah, they do.
You know what neighborhood this is?
I don't.
There's a lot.
We would have to know the neighborhood to see.
Man.
And what their house
prices are. And then they got big ones like in between and stuff.
A lot of these
ranches are hard to get now.
They are.
Everybody, when they get old, they want a ranch.
I was trying to watch Coming to America again, and it wasn't funny. I was looking at it going,
Coming to the old one?
The second one.
Oh, I was like, the old one is funny.
I actually haven't watched.
I don't know what you talking about.
I haven't watched the second one twice since the movie.
No, the second one is.
And I said it's a hit
No, the second one was for people who wanted to, it's nostalgia. Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
But no, not the first one was like.
Because the dad's funeral to begin with, you had Gladys Knight, he's leaving.
Yeah.
On something to some country or some road. I mean, I was like, really?
He had his funeral before he died.
Vogue.
He wanted his funeral before he died.
And then he actually died.
Yeah.
At the funeral.
So it was,
It was not that bad.
And then in real life, James Earl Jones died.
I know.
So that was actually timely. That they had it.
They did that movie. And John Amos.
Both of them, yeah.
Dad.
So that's the last one, I guess, we're going to get. Unless it's a spinoff. Because Eddie Murphy's still alive.
I don't know. They can't keep milking that show.
Look, I'll milk it as much as money.
Maybe they should do a Trading Spaces again.
Oh, you had asked me, this is changing subject. You had asked me what's the movie that Kendrick has coming out with the South Park guys.
Yes.
There's I don't know if he's in it or if he's just doing the soundtrack or whatever. I know he's producing it. A black man works at a museum and he finds out through study that his girlfriend, who is a white woman, her family owned his family.
That happens
I think
a lot,
it's a comedy.
That happens a lot.
What, that you date somebody that own your family?
That happens where the family member has connected with the white person that found out they own them.
Right, but they dating. So, and that's probably going to be very interesting because...
Wow, my family owned your family.
And now I'm marrying... That's probably going to be different because his family probably not going to approve of her.
Is that a movie or a series?
It's a movie. You're going to go left. That's going to be a very interesting movie. I think it's a comedy, though. Because I know... No, I don't... Well, the creators of South Park. I'm assuming it's a comedy.
Okay.
But, think about the black family. Now you finding out that white girl's family owned yours. And now years later, we marrying into y'all.
Wow.
So that's one thing. Or the white family.
That's a mind-blowing thing.
Or the white family, the way they probably feel knowing that they owned your husband's family.
They feel like there can still be a sense of...
I don't know. And were they good? Well, there's no such thing as a good slave owner, but in the ways of slave owners, were they a good slave owner, quote unquote good slave owner? Like were they brutal? Right. All slave owners are bad, but in the rank of slave owners, where was her family? Were they like cruel,
decent, respectful, even though they still had them as servants?
Like George Washington owned slaves.
Yeah.
Or were they like cruel slave owners?
Yes. Mean to them, didn't care about, anything about them.
So that's a very
interesting. Really treated them as property.
It's supposed to come out where they all treat them like property.
No, seriously. That
bad property. It's like having a dog. Were you a good dog owner or a bad dog owner?
The dogs are considered property, and people don't like that.
Right. But
that's my baby.
Right. Did you tie the dog out on the tree?
Yes.
Or was he one of those dogs that slept in the bed with you and did everything else?
And you dressed him and he went with you to the store.
Still a dog owner.
Yes.
So it's interesting to find out in this movie how her family was. They probably bad for it to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? For them to make a big thing about them.
But how would they know? They kept track of the stories.
Yeah, they probably took...
Because how would you know he had a bad...
He worked at the museum. The guy who found out. The black guy. Keep straight. He worked at the museum.
So there's stories and there's information about it.
And they must be famous. I don't know. I don't know this story. But they was just saying that definitely Kendrick does a soundtrack for it. And I know he's a producer. Now, if he's in it or not, I don't know. He has done acting before.
That would be something that he would be involved with. That's a project that makes you really sit and think.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know when you were telling me about him. I didn't know watching that clip of the old interview he had with Howard Stern.
Yeah.
That his dad came from a gang background.
Yeah.
Gang related.
He's affiliated. Yeah.
So we say that now, affiliated.
Yeah.
They may not be active. Right?
You always active.
You're always active. So affiliated mean you may not.
You may not be out on the street like you said, but they consider it family. So you always in like Snoop will always be Crip.
So the guy that was with his record deal or something, or his manager,
I left at this light. Sorry.
Was affiliated too. In the street.
His manager, Top Dawg, was a gang member, and Kendrick's father worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken
when they relocated to.
They came from Chicago and moved to LA. And his father was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. And Kendrick used to play in the back, like he said. He would be there, playing in the back as a little kid. And one day, Top Dawg came in, keep straight.
Tried to rob the place.
He came in and he was going to rob the place. And
the guy, his dad, he said was a smooth talker.
And he had a gun and everything.
He liked
normally
him.
They probably would have shot him.
But his father must be a really fun guy.
I don't know. He talked him out of it. He said, instead of y'all robbing, why don't I just give y'all free chicken every time y'all come in?
Yeah.
And then Top Dawg was like, that's not a bad idea.
That's right.
So they decided to say yes. And then years later, Kendrick is signed under Top Dawg's
in the studio. His dad is there too.
Oh, every time they see each other, they remember that story about him almost robbing him.
But his dad, I think what was made mention that his dad was probably talking in a way where the guy said, "You cool?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna shoot you or take your money."
So Howard was saying that could have went another way. Could you imagine if Top Dawg had offed your dad?
Yeah.
And he was like, and then Kendrick said, "I wouldn't be here. Yeah. My life would probably be totally different. I'd probably be dead or in jail or something."
Ain't that something?
So the next street you go make a left. Not the next one here.
This one?
Yep.
Boy, for this little food.
I know. They changed the address.
You talking about 5 minutes.
5 miles. I didn't say
5 miles.
Right
I'm
here.
sorry.
Right here. 1121. I think it's this one. Well, I can't see it till you go up.
I didn't want to miss the driveway. Okay. What was it? 111 what?
1121.
That's 111 something.
It must be this one. If it's not
11120.
Yeah, it's this one.
1120.
It's this one.
Why would you not have your address?
Second house down on the right, yeah.
Where you can see people.
Thank you.
We don't even know.
And it only costs. You know, you can go get letters at numbers at a store. They only cost like $1
to get, and yours is
and put it over your garage.
So maybe that's $5. You think?
Yeah, I almost want to tell you. You want me to give you $5? Go get some numbers.
Because I sure don't see it nowhere.
It's it. This.